Hi, this is Danielle. Welcome to the Simpler Options free video. So tonight we're going to be talking about NVDA. So looking at NVDA right now, I mean, first of all, I do have to say this was a nice pinning play today. I think that NVDA can be a good pinner in the right situation. And luckily I was able to grab a little bit out of that for a pin at 250. Not a perfect pin, but I mean, honestly, you don't need it to be a perfect pin for you to make money on it. So that looked good, and now that the pin is over, and now that options expiration is over, I am looking for this right here. We have earnings coming up on the 16th. You can see that the last earnings report, we had quite a run into earnings. Now, this one wasn't perfect, admittedly. You can see that you had a nice run right here, but then what happened right before your earnings report? So, you know, starting back about 2 weeks prior to that, that's something where we really just have to work on managing our exits, but I do still think the trade idea played out, even though it didn't run up directly into the report. So if you look at this quarter, I mean, you can go back and look at multiple patterns, multiple quarters in this ticker, and I think it's a solid idea overall. Now, looking at the daily chart for some levels, those are going to be my lower time frame fib levels, but this cluster right here was very solid. This was a low that Carolyn identified initially, and we're still in buy mode off of that cluster. We have an overhead target of 278. Now, I don't know if we're going to get that before earnings, but what I'm looking for here is this 195-minute squeeze. So you see this squeeze forming, you see this squeeze forming here. What I think is if we can get those squeezes to consolidate for another couple days and get a little bit more of a pullback into this 246, 248 level, I think that would be a really good spot to look to sell some put credit spreads on this. And you know, if you can tolerate it, buying some Delta 70 calls on it. But primarily I'm just looking at this saying, hey, you know, we have earnings in about let's see, how many days is that exactly? It's on the 16th, so 20 days or so. And you can look at that and you can say, hey, I'm going to sell put credit spreads. And let's go to the options chain real quick. Actually, that'll be a little bit easier. So if we have earnings within this series right here, it's going to be, let me check that one more time. It's not showing me a huge increase. So it says it's on the 16th. So we're going to have to go with this one right here. And usually you're going to see much more of a jump in implied volatility within that earnings series, but there's still quite a lot of time for that IV to increase. So, you know, if you look and say, okay, earnings is going to be the week of August 17th, so let's go in here and sell some premium here and maybe even here prior to that earnings report. So like I said, I'm not going to get into it just yet. I would like for the chart to pull back a little bit and bounce off of these lower time frame levels that I've come up with here. And I would like that squeeze to consolidate for a little bit more time, and then ideally, in a perfect world, you pull back, consolidate some more, and then boom. So that is my trade idea. You will be seeing that in the trading room if I end up getting into that and if it plays out just how I want. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have an excellent rest of your weekend. Happy Friday!